Lyra grew up beneath the iron grip of her stepmother, Celine. Her real mother had passed when she was a child, and in that absence Celine offered only cruelty. Every dawn began with insults that stung worse than any chore. "You're worthless," Celine spat, her eyes sharp with disdain. "No man will ever want a girl like you." From morning until night, Lyra labored, scrubbing floors until her knees burned, cooking every meal, and laundering endless piles of clothes. Yet no matter how hard she tried, Celine's lips never curved into satisfaction. One sweltering afternoon, her childhood friend Mara swept into the house, her voice bubbling with excitement. "Lyra, come with me to the city this weekend. Just once. You need to breathe." Fear shadowed Lyra's eyes. "You know she won't allow it. She never lets me live." Mara sighed in frustration. "Then don't ask. Come anyway." That night, courage sparked within Lyra's chest. She stood before Celine and asked softly, "Please, may I go with Mara to the city?" Celine laughed harshly. "You? Go to the city? You'll only disgrace me." Then, with a dismissive wave, she sneered, "Fine, go. But don't come crawling back with regret." The city was alive with music, laughter, and light. For the first time, chains fell from Lyra's spirit. She drank palm wine, swayed to the drums, and let joy touch her heart like sunlight cutting through storm clouds. Later that night, she stepped outside for air and saw him. A quiet man leaned near the fence, eyes soft and contemplative. Something about him pulled her closer. "Are you all right?" she asked gently. He smiled, his voice steady as evening rain. "I should be asking you that." They talked under the stars. For the first time, someone truly listened. Lyra opened her heart, confessing her mother's death, her stepmother's cruelty, her aching loneliness. He brushed her hand and whispered, "You deserve better." That night she remained beside him, wrapped in an unfamiliar peace. They never exchanged names. Perhaps that mystery made the moment sacred. When dawn rose, fear flooded her chest. What had she done? With shame pressing hard, she slipped away before the city stirred. Back home, Celine's sharp tongue cut into her. "Look at you. Eyes full of disgrace. Just like your mother." Lyra shrank into herself, tears falling silently. Days later, a man of status arrived. His name was Darian. People stepped aside when he passed. Celine greeted him with false sweetness. "Ah, sir, welcome. Lyra, come forth." Darian's gaze was cold. Without ceremony he declared, "I want this one as my wife." His voice was mechanical, as if announcing a purchase. Celine's eyes lit with greed. "At last. Someone wants you. Don't spoil this. Say yes." Lyra's soul screamed no, but her lips whispered, "Yes." The village hummed with excitement. A wealthy man had chosen her. Women gossiped joyfully. Men nodded with approval. Yet inside, Lyra's heart rattled like a trapped bird. Inside their modest home, Celine basked in the attention. She paraded neighbors inside, proudly boasting, "See? My daughter is marrying a wealthy man." Lyra stood silent, her smile forced and brittle. Celine pinched her side and whispered, "Smile brighter. Don't disgrace me." "Yes, Mama," Lyra murmured. At night, alone, her thoughts wandered back to the stranger from the city, the man with gentle eyes. His memory warmed her chest then chilled it with dread. Her stomach twisted. One evening, nausea struck so fiercely she pressed her hand against her belly. Fear seeped in. Could it be? Morning after morning, the sickness returned, more brutal each time. Deep inside, she knew the truth. "I must hide this," she whispered to her reflection. "If anyone finds out, everything will collapse." One evening, Celine appeared suddenly. "You're moving slower," she said, eyes narrow. "What's wrong?" "Nothing, Mama," Lyra answered quickly. "You look sick. Are you hiding something?" "No, Mama." Celine's suspicion lingered like a shadow. "If you disgrace me in front of this village, you'll regret it." Soon after, Darian returned with lavish gifts, perfumes, fabrics, shoes. But his face carried no joy. Pointing at her dress, he snapped, "Why are you wearing that? Change immediately." Lyra obeyed, her spirit cracking. "This is the man Mama wants for me," she whispered. "He has money, but his heart is cold." Later that week, Darian spoke firmly. "After we marry, you'll stop teaching." Her eyes widened. "But teaching brings me joy." "Joy?" His voice was sharp. "Your life belongs to me now. Remember your place." "Yes, Darian," she whispered, her heart heavier with every word. As the wedding drew near, whispers spread in the village. Women giggled behind closed doors, men cast knowing glances. Mara rushed to her one evening, pale with worry. Lyra, people are talking. They say someone saw you with a man in the city. Lyra's chest tightened. Who would spread such lies? I don't know, Mara said. But Selene hears everything. Fear gripped her. She rushed home to find Selene raging. Is it true? She screamed. Did you disgrace me with a man in the city? Mama, please. The slap sent her reeling. You've brought shame on my house. Keep silent. This wedding must happen. That night, Lyra wept alone, clutching her belly. I must marry Darian. I must protect this secret. The village women soon draped her in coral beads and bright wrappers, singing joyfully. Selene beamed with false pride. But Lyra stood stiff, the dress heavy as chains. One evening, Mara slipped into her room, eyes wide. Your stepmother knows everything. She plans to tell Darian after the wedding so you'll be trapped. Tears streamed down Lyra's face. What should I do? Run, Mara urged. Leave this place. But Lyra shook her head. I can't shame my family. I must endure. Mara hugged her tight. Then be careful. Lyra stared at her wedding gown, its shimmer mocking her. This is no new beginning. It's a prison. She whispered to the life within her. I must be strong. For you. The morning of her wedding arrived hollow and grey. Lyra dressed wordlessly in her white gown, the fabric stiff and suffocating. Outside, drums beat in celebration, children danced, villagers gathered with eager eyes. At the church, Darian stood tall in a fine suit, expression blank. Lyra stood beside him, trembling, her breath shallow. The priest began. Today we witness the union of two souls. Suddenly, the roar of engines shattered the air. 4 black jeeps stormed into the compound, dust swirling. Men in dark suits stepped out, faces stern. From the last vehicle, a tall man emerged slowly, removing his sunglasses. Lyra's heart stopped. It was the stranger from the city. What nonsense is this? Selene hissed. Darian's face twisted with fury. Who are you? The man's voice was steady. My name is Kaelan Arden. I've come to take responsibility. I am the father of her child. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Women covered their mouths. Men murmured in disbelief. Selene collapsed, wailing. Darian's rage exploded. You betrayed me. I'm sorry, Lyra whispered. Kaelan lifted a hand. This isn't her fault. It's mine. The priest stood frozen as Darian stormed out, slamming his cap to the ground. Villagers whispered fiercely. Elders shook their heads. Kaelan faced Lyra. I never meant to hurt you. But you deserve truth, and so does our child. Her stepmother shrieked. You've ruined everything. You're no child of mine. Lyra lifted her chin. No more hiding. No more shame. Kaelan's voice carried calm authority. I didn't come to claim her. I came to free her. She must choose her own path. An elder nodded. He speaks truth. Selene spat venom. She must marry Darian. No, Mama, Lyra said firmly. No more. Chains fell from her heart in that moment. For the first time, she stood tall in her own truth. The wedding dissolved into chaos. Villagers dispersed, whispering with pity or admiration. Only Mara remained at Lyra's side. You're brave, she whispered, tears in her eyes. I'm proud of you. Lyra trembled. I feel free, but I'm terrified. Don't be, Mara said. You chose truth. Selene walked away without a backward glance. Lyra touched her belly gently. I'll live openly. I'll raise this child with love. In the months that followed, her defiance stirred ripples through the village. Young girls questioned forced marriages. Mothers spoke more freely. Lyra became a symbol of courage. Kaelan kept his promise, quietly sending support for the school where she taught. He never sought praise. The children are the story, not me, he would say. As her belly grew, so did her resolve. Some villagers mocked her, others admired her resilience. One day Selene stormed into her classroom, rage blazing. You've shamed me enough. Lyra stood tall. I only told the truth. You're no daughter of mine, Selene spat, vanishing from her life forever. Sadness lingered, but peace followed. When her son was born, Mara stood by her side. It's a boy, she said through tears. Lyra named him Elias, meaning heart of the father. The boy's laughter healed wounds years deep. Children tugged at her dress, saying, My mama says you're brave. She smiled. Tell your mama thank you. A year later, Kalen returned quietly. Lyra's heart fluttered when she saw him. "You look happy," he said softly. "Thanks to my strength," she answered. He glanced at Elias. "He's beautiful like his mother." Lyra smiled faintly. "He has your eyes." Kalen's voice was gentle. "I came not as a savior, but as his father, as your friend. May I stay? Not to claim, but to walk beside you." She studied him, his honesty steady. Slowly she breathed out. "Yes. Stay, not because I need you, but because you honored me." Kalen remained, always gentle, never overstepping. He helped with Elias, built benches for the school, and walked with Lyra through the village like a quiet guardian. Her heart, once shattered, began to trust again, not from desperation but from respect. Still, whispers rose about Kalen's past. Mara warned her. "They say he vanished years ago and returned wealthy. They whisper about curses." That night, beneath the stars, she asked him directly, "Kalen, where did your wealth come from?" His expression dimmed. "There are stories," he said quietly, "but not all truths are ready to be told. When the time comes, I hope you'll be ready." Doubt brushed her heart, but she didn't press. She had learned patience. Time flowed like a river. Lyra taught children, raised Elias, and carried her scars as proof of survival. When Elias turned 1, the village celebrated, not with judgment but with joy. Women danced, children sang, and men clapped proudly. Kalen stood beside her, smiling with respect. "You've built something beautiful." "We both have," she replied. He nodded. "I'll walk with you, not ahead, not behind. With truth." Lyra looked at him fully. "Stay. Build this life with me, slowly, honestly." And so they did. Together, they raised Elias not through possession, but through choice and respect. The villagers, once scornful, came to see not a fallen girl but a risen woman, a teacher, and a flame that refused to dim. Mothers told their daughters of Lyra, the girl who broke free and taught courage through her life. Kalen's past remained a mystery, but his actions spoke of redemption. At night, watching her son sleep, Lyra whispered to her students words. "Our past does not ruin us. Silence does. Speak your truth, for even mistakes can be the beginning of something sacred."